Well, hello there. So I have a conversation that I want to bring up, and this may push your buttons. This may make you feel uncomfortable, and you may disagree. But I believe that somewhere inside of you, you are going to know that this is true. I don't doubt for 1 second that you love your partner. But what I do doubt is that you are in love with your partner. I'm on a mission to help couples fall back in love year after year with their partners. I believe that our committed relationships that we are in are the foundation of our health, our happiness, and definitely the next generation. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what it means to the difference between loving your partner and actually being in love with your partner, and why you need to join this movement around consciously creating an incredible relationship day after day and not just going on autopilot. So what I see so many couples doing is, think of yourself. You spend how much money on creating the life that you have? How much time, energy, and money on your job, on your kids, on your house, on your cars, on your vacation, heck, on your hair, and on your clothes. Right? We spend so much money on creating weddings and celebrating anniversaries and getting little gifts, which are all great. I do not care where you invest your time, money, and energy. However, what I'm going to propose is, how much time, money, and energy do you spend on your relationship? We spend all this time and money on creating our life together. But how much do you spend on your love together? So what does it mean to invest in your love together? So what does that even mean? Because when we think of our relationships, most of us think of our house, our cars, what we do together. We don't actually think about what creating a love together really is. And so there are 4 core components of creating a love together. So number 1 is, how do you feel towards one another and about one another? What is the feeling you have when you are around your partner, when you're not around your partner? How do you interact? How do you speak to one another? How do you speak about one another, towards one another, look at one another? How do you touch one another is the 3rd. Do you enjoy the touch? Is it blah? Does your partner know what you like? Does your partner know what you don't like? And finally, how open are you in sharing yourself with your partner? So how much do you share fully what you think, what you feel, what you desire, what you fantasize about, what you want, and what you don't want? So these are all the 4 core pillars that we need to create a love together. So one of the things that I believe to be true is we need to shift how we do life with our partner and stop focusing all of our time, attention, and money on creating lives together, and start focusing our attention on creating loves together. Because let's be honest, how many people do you know, and maybe you've even experienced, creating a life together only to have that life totally destroyed because the love fell apart? We see this all the time. Whether it's someone cheats, whether it's we divorce, whether it's we just coexist and we're unhappy, then our health fails, and the ripple effect of just being miserable. This is happening all over the place. We keep our relationships so private. We don't want people to know that we want to work on our relationships and improve our relationships. People, don't even like my post. They'll private message me, or I won't even know that they're watching any of my stuff because they're too scared to even comment or like something or watch one of my videos if their partner is in the same room. They're scared that someone is going to see that they happen to like a post about sex and intimacy. And this is creating a lot of dissatisfaction inside of our relationships. And I'm here to shift the culture. So in order to change the way we love together, the way that our love exists, the way that we feel and look and touch and speak and all these things towards one another, and actually consciously create a love that we desire together, you've got to learn some new skills and you've got to have some conversations that you've never had before. And here's the thing, no one ever taught us this. So when we're trying to change our relationships, most of the time what I've seen is like people just don't really know how, and they need new skills and tools and they don't have them, and they need to have conversations that are uncomfortable and they don't know how to navigate them. And so instead, they may have a conversation that feels like it improves the relationship a little bit, but then not really for the long term, and things just seem to go back to normal, never really improving. Or when they have conversations and try new things, it blows up because you push each other's buttons. Because let's face it, the topics of sex and relationships are very vulnerable. And so without the right outside support and skills, things can go bad in a hurry. So I want to share with you the 5 phases that there are in a relationship. You are going to be in one of these 5 places inside of your relationship, and depending on where you're at, you need to be taking the proper action to move your relationship forward. So before I do that, some of you know, and if you don't know yet, I am accepting founding members until tomorrow for my new membership called the Rated R Love Club. So the Rated R Love Club is a membership for people in committed relationships to explore topics like sex, intimacy, relationships, communication, sex challenges, all of these topics that we don't talk about, and people who are in the dating community are exploring these topics actually a lot more often than we are in the committed relationship category. I get messages all the time from people who are watching my videos and their partner, they don't want their partner to know. So they're like watching them privately. I get messages all the time from people who want to work with me and want to get help, but their partner isn't on board. So this community is for all of that. It is a safe place where you can come to have these conversations. Every single month I'm going to be delivering conversations. I'm going to be giving you the behind the scenes in my life, in my sexuality journey. And it's a place where you can come together as a couple to learn, or you can come solo to learn and start your own journey and eventually be the leader inside of your relationship, which is how I started this journey in my relationship. So I'm going to actually post the link to sign up as a founding member in the comments so that you have it, and you've got to sign up by Friday. So let's talk about those 5 phases. Okay, so the link is just in the comments there now. So the 5 phases that exist in relationships when it comes to the quality of our love together. The first is what I call the emerge phase. So the emerge phase, I'm just looking at my notes down here. The emerge phase is where you're still really not having a lot of conversation around what's going on in your relationship. You're not having much conversation around your sex life, around what's working, what's not working, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. So you don't really mention it. You kind of just are in default mode, and your partner might be totally in the dark about your dissatisfaction even inside of your relationship. So there's a lot of avoidance going on and very little communication. The opportunity for you in Rated R Love Club and in this phase is to bring this to light. You can't change something that is in the dark. You can't change something that your partner doesn't know exists. And I get it is scary and it's vulnerable to start to let your partner know that you're unsatisfied, because it's going to bring up some of their insecurities. Or it might be vulnerable to even tell your partner that you want something more, because it's uncomfortable. I get it. But the opportunity when you're in this emerge phase, and that what we're going to work with in the Rated R Love Club, is every month based on our topics, you're going to get specific action steps to start working this into your own life, to move through your own challenges around sex, around turn on, or figuring out what works for you, so that you can come to your partner not just with, I'm not happy, but you can come to them with, I have some solutions and some things to try because I love you and I want our relationship to be epic. So that is the opportunity of the emerge phase. The second phase that you might be in inside your relationship is the express phase. So in this phase, you are probably talking about what's going on in your relationship and maybe some of the, dissatisfaction that you feel, but you're filtering it. You are telling your partner parts of it, but not all of it. So you're likely doing this because you're trying to protect the feelings of your partner, or it feels really uncomfortable or embarrassing or whatnot for you to fully express your needs inside of your relationship. And so what often happens is that you can have conversations that you might feel like things change for a period of time, but nothing really changes long term because you don't have the safety inside of your relationship and the freedom to express fully what is actually going on for you. So the opportunity inside of this phase and what the Rated R Love Club is going to help you with is to start having the tools and the skills and the structure and the outside support to bring these conversations safely into your relationship so you can have them, you can learn, and you can actually get somewhere and change your relationship. I'm telling you, when I started having full conversations inside of my relationship and started bringing skills and tools into my relationship that I didn't have before, not only was my partner more open for these conversations about how he could improve and how I could improve and what we could do to change the relationship dynamic. In fact, he was all ears. He just needed me to be more honest about what was really going on. So that is the express phase. The third phase, which you might be in inside of your relationship, is the explore phase. And if you're not in the explore phase yet, you're going to get there very quickly inside of the Rated R Love Club. My mission is that all couples move into the explore phase within a few months of being inside the club. Because what the explore phase is where you are, because there's the foundation, things are out in the open, you've passed the emerge phase, you've passed the express phase, so things are out in the open and we're sharing fully what's going on with us. We have this safety of communication. The embrace phase is where you can actually begin to try new things. How many couples are like, we need to spice things up, so let's try this sex toy, or we need to spice things up, so let's have a threesome, or we need to spice things up, so we're gonna watch porn, or we need to spice things up, so we're gonna put on heels. We try new things, but oftentimes they either don't really produce the result that we wanted to. They create maybe a hot moment, but not really any long-term success, or they go really bad and actually pull us further apart. Or we bring new things to our relationship and our partner's like, no, I'm not interested in trying that. So they're always shutting you down. So the difference between doing the explore phase inside the Rated R Love Club is that having an outside support to bring new concepts in is invaluable. How many of you have brought an idea to your partner, whether it's about your relationship or sex or just a movie to watch before, and your partner's doesn't really hear you, they aren't really interested in your opinion or your idea, but then they hear it from somebody else and it's the best damn idea they've ever heard, and you're like, are you kidding me? I told you that, or I've already suggested that. Now, this is human nature, and this is the beauty and the power of the Rated R Love Club, is that every single month I'm going to bring the conversations and the ideas that you've been wanting to have with your partner anyways, but I'm going to introduce them. When an outside support introduces new ideas and concepts in your relationship and into your life, you're going to hear them, you're going to be able to have them, and there's not going to be that resistance. For whatever reason, let's not fight against nature. It is nature to resist what our partner brings us. And generally, it's because we have all of our insecurities and our buttons that are getting pushed. And so having an outside support allows that to be really effortless. So in the comments, I'm going to put the link to the Rated R Love Club. I'm accepting founding members currently. So only until Friday am I accepting founding members who are going to get in on a super discounted price they will always be locked into that price even when I launch this fully. And as the price goes up in the future, you will always get this founding member price. You're also going to get in the first month where we're actually going to figure out what is the best way to deliver this information to people in committed relationships so that they can start using it and having really hot relationships and making this the cool thing to do. So you're going to get to help me with that. And as a special bonus for my founding members, you are also going to get a free private coaching session with me. So that alone is hundreds of dollars worth of value, and what you're going to get inside this community is going to change your life. So let's talk about so in the explore phase is when you're going to be trying lots of new things, and bringing all kinds of interesting things into your relationship, interesting conversations, places you've never gone before inside of your relationship. And I think what's true is sometimes you want to spice things up, you want things to feel better, but you just don't know how. And so the explore phase is going to be the really awesome place and time to do that. The destination that I am taking you inside of the Rated R Love Club is one of two places. Number one is the next phase in your relationship, which most of you probably are not in this phase yet unless you've been working with me, is the embrace phase. The embrace phase is where there is truly a level of safety, normalcy, flowing conversation about sex, intimacy, desire, attraction inside of your relationship, where there's this ongoing conscious conversation that you are consistently bringing this into your relationship. Basically, if there's a new normal inside of your relationship, you hear each other, you listen to one another, you speak freely, and there is consistency of new topics and conversation inside of your relationship. And this phase is really my ultimate goal for people in the Rated R Love Club. There's a phase above this that I would also love to see people achieving. But when we can have a period of time in the embrace phase, which you will get from being in the Rated R Love Club by consistently having new conversations, that, my friends, is where everything begins to change. When I started noticing that, I noticed that my relationship moved into the embrace phase because my partner said something like, well, I didn't want to bring this up because I didn't want you to feel pressured sexually. And I had this moment of like, that could never happen. And nothing that he brought to me, no topic, no desire, no curiosity, no thing he wanted to explore inside of our relationship would ever make me feel pressured sexually, would make me feel not good enough, would make me feel like our relationship was threatened, like none of that. And it made me realize like, whoa, we're at this new level inside of our relationship where we can talk about our fantasies and our desires and things we want to try in a really safe, flowing way on a regular basis. And that's truly what I want for couples, because that's when cheating and stepping outside the relationship is no longer an issue. That's when we feel desire outside of our relationship is no longer an issue, because that need to step out is no longer there, because there's a trust and there's a freedom in conversation. It's where we feel freedom to speak our desires to our partner and actually understand our own desires enough to communicate them to our partner and try them out. So this is where the Rated R Love Club is taking couples. The next phase and the final sort of like phase that I want couples to maintain is what I call the expand phase, and this is the fifth of the 5 phases of relationship intimacy. The expand phase is where couples are having their frequent and fulfilling sex. So frequent and fulfilling sex means it's the frequency that is important for both of you. That's not my predetermined frequency. It is what is true for you guys, as well as fulfilling. Oftentimes couples are having frequent sex, but it's not fulfilling, or at least not for both partners, but nobody's talking about it. So that's one part of the expand phase. The next part is that you're having frequent and fulfilling conversations around intimacy that are bringing new topics into your relationship. So all of this is happening on a regular basis. So in the Rated R Love Club, you are going to get access to monthly conversations around sex and intimacy, things like ethical non-monogamy, things like kink, things like desire and fantasy, things like trust and forgiveness, things like how to feel appreciated and loved, how to get your partner to do the things you want them to do, fuck around the house. Because let's be honest, the things that actually block us from intimacy inside of our relationships is often the stuff that's going on in our life. And so how to have these safe conversations with our partner so that we're not always pushing each other's buttons. How to create more passion inside of your relationship. And a lot of people are asking, can I, they're interested, but their partner isn't interested. And that's completely okay. This community is tailored towards bringing this inside of your relationship. However, as a solo, you can completely come in here and explore this topic as well. So in my relationship, I led my relationship to where it is today. I'll say kind of like without my partner. So what I mean by that is I was in communities talking about these conversations. I was taking trainings. I was getting coaching support, and I was bringing things into my relationship. And what made that so much easier for me to do was when I would have outside support, like a video for us to watch. So I am totally suggesting that those of you who are feeling like you're struggling with your own sexuality, your own turn on, your own ability to communicate, join this community as a founding member. And when you're ready, you'll have these resources to be able to bring your partner in. So we'll have some couples, but no one will know because it's a private community anyways. So you can watch things solo and evolve as you are ready and bring your partner in as you're ready. Or if you and your partner are already having these conversations and want to watch things together, then that's great too. So head to the link that I posted in the comments, because in that, this is the details for becoming a founding member. It's not all detailed out yet. I'm getting the founding members in at a discounted rate and with the bonus of doing a private coaching session with me, all for only $22 a month. So this is an ongoing membership that you can cancel at any time. But as a founding member, you are going to get this discounted pricing forever. Even as the price goes up, your price won't. And you are going to get to help me explore over the next month, what's the best topics to bring in for couples? What is the best way for people to consume this information? So what I'm thinking is going to be the flow right now, but my founding members are going to help me to refine this, is that every single month there's going to be a theme. And this theme is I'm going to give you topics every single month around all things sex, desire, intimacy, attraction, increasing our desire. What are the things that impact our sex long term in a relationship? Various things that impact our sexuality and our turn on and drive, like lifestyle and health and all the way from that side of things to actual like sex practices and techniques. And so every single month you're going to get a really hot, quick, to the point training with actions that you can implement every single month based on what phase you are at in your relationship or in your solo journey. So you're getting the training every month. You're getting the implementation strategies every month. You're also getting coaching with me. I'm going to do an anonymous Q&A every single month where you can send in your questions, and I'm going to give you personal feedback on your situation. People pay hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars over the course of months to work with me, and so you will get access for only $22 a month to my brain to ask me questions, and I will be anonymously answering questions. So this is a community and this is a club, yet it is completely anonymous and private, which means no one's going to know you're in the club. It's not based on social media, so you have a private login. And so it is completely private and discreet. What else? Oh, the best part. Well, I think it's going to be one of the best parts. Is every single month I'm going to share with you the intimate details of my relationship and my journey with sexuality and the concepts that I'm encouraging you to work into your relationship. I'm going to share what's going on behind the scenes for me, as well as what's going on behind the scenes for some of the members that volunteer to show what's going on inside their relationships. How is this actually working? Because I think when we can learn from one another, it goes a really long way. So in the Rated R Love Club, I'm going to be sharing things that I will not be sharing publicly on social media, that I'm not comfortable sharing publicly on social media, but inside of this safe community will be the place where I will share more of these intimate details. So, like I said at the beginning of this, I don't doubt that you love your partner. Not for 1 second. I don't doubt that you are committed to your partner, but what I do doubt is that you are in love with your partner. And the Rated R Love Club is helping to make this normal, that couples work on their relationship and their sex life like it is the cool thing to do, and if you're not doing it, you're missing out, you're not in the cool club, because we keep this all so private. And we not only do we keep it private from other people, we keep this private inside of our relationship. And so you don't need your partner to join this club at all. It is simply a really safe place for you to come and learn new things that you can bring into your relationship to make it magic. And trust me, your partner will thank you. At this point in my relationship, after having a baby, having a 1-year-old daughter, we have more frequent, more fulfilling sex than we have ever had when we were single, young, newly, in our relationship. We have hotter, better sex than didn't even know that this was possible for us. I didn't even know that sex drive was possible for me. I didn't know that turn on was possible for me. And so I want those who are struggling with turn on, who are struggling with desire inside of their relationship, to feel like they have a home to come and to explore these topics in a conscious way. Because let me be honest. I've been to some events with sexuality. I have been inside of some of the communities around sex and desire and intimacy and relationships, and they're kind of weird. They are kind of weird, and they're kind of weird not because what they're talking about is weird, because it's too extreme for most people. So I've joined just recently some online forums and communities where people are having these conversations, and it's like a little bit off-putting and repulsive for me because I'm just not there. I'm just not there yet. And some people have some really extreme desires. So this isn't a community to explore the depths of polyamory or kink. That's not what this is about. This isn't one of those extreme communities. This is the community about the average committed relationship, the average Jane and Joe, or Jane and Jane, or Joe and Joe, who are in a relationship and they want more. That they feel that emptiness inside a relationship that they love their partner and want to be able to show their partner more of their desire, and they simply just want more from their relationship, and they're committed to having a love that can withstand all of what life brings them. So that's what the Rated R Love Club is all about. And essentially, it's how do we create an epic love affair inside of our current relationship. So head to the link in the comments. That is going to get you the sign up link to register, and we can get started. For the next month with my founding members, we are going to be exploring all kinds of topics. I'm going to be getting your feedback. You're going to be on the inside with me as I create this community that totally normalizes getting support with our relationship and having these conversations and getting comfortable creating a love together. So thanks for being here. I can't wait to see you in the community, and if you have any questions, I would love if you would post them in the comments. And watch this with your partner if you haven't yet. If you're like, oh, I don't want to join, I only want to join with my partner, get that out of your head. If I waited for my partner to want to do trainings and learning around sex and intimacy, we would still be back where we were 10 years ago. So take a stance and be a leader inside of your relationship. Join this community, get in on this conversation, and let your partner come when they're ready. Let your partner experience and benefits the fruits of your leadership that you bring into the relationship. Because at the end of the day, someone has to lead. Like I said, if I waited for my partner to go find tools and things to bring into our relationship, we would still be where we are 10 years ago. I don't resent him for that. It's just the way that it is. And I chose to be the leader inside of my relationship. And so you get to choose today to be the leader inside of your relationship, to join the Rated R Love Club for the founding member price, and also get the special bonus of the coaching session with me. So I want to just congratulate you for those of you who are joining. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for taking a stance, not just for yourself, not just for your relationship, but for your family, the relationship that your kids are going to watch you develop, the relationship that you are going to inspire your friends and your family to have. And to me, that's how we create a change in the culture around sexuality. Let me just drop into the feels for a minute, because in my city, just a few months ago, a very well-known man is now in jail in Mexico, I believe, for a sexual offense, for planning sex with a minor. So sexual violence, sexual suppression, is something I am extremely passionate about. And I think a lot of us in our relationships feel disconnected from that reality sometimes. But the truth is, the work that you do around your own sexuality and the conversations that you bring into your relationship, the lack of sexual suppression and the more fulfillment that you bring inside of your relationship in your own life, you are doing a service to this world. You are helping to end sex trafficking. You are helping to end sexual abuse. You are helping to end all of the evil shit that happens around sex in this world. And the reason that you are is because it's going to give more people permission to explore their desires and their fantasies in a consensual, safe, adult way, so that you don't need to go and get those desires met in cheating forms, with minors, in illegal ways, in ways that eventually cause harm to other people. And I'm not saying that you're the person that would do those things, but there are people in your life that would. There are people in this world that are currently doing that. Sex trafficking, sexual violence is only growing at this point. And I believe that that's happening because of the extreme sexual dissatisfaction and suppression that is happening even inside of your life and inside of your relationship. And that when we play our part, we can start and help the ripple effect. So I would love to have you join the Rated R Love Club community. Head to the link in the comments. I'm going to be talking about it for the next couple of days, but you only have until Friday to sign up. Friday at noon Atlantic Standard Time, and this offer goes away forever. It is never coming back. This price is never coming back. This is only for the people who join me by tomorrow, which is Friday, August 23rd at noon, 12 noon Atlantic Standard Time. So sign up now, and because it goes away. Thank you for being here. Make it a great day.